Hi, folks. Welcome to my humble homestead in the forest on this second week of November day. A little bit breezy, but the sun is out and we're harvesting it. Different kind of harvesting from what you see me do in the garden, but nonetheless, none less powerful. Which is brings me to the segue that what we need to run this appliance, power. In our case, because we're mostly off the grid, sun power, but yours maybe not. But something that you and I do have in common is the fact that most everyone has, or at some point used, a vacuum cleaner. Or also known as Hoover, depending on where you live, or whatever. So, but something that you may or may not know is how to maintain them, or troubleshoot, or how to choose the right kind for your needs. Maybe longevity is an issue, quality, whatever. I'm not showing the name brand of this one on purpose because it's not a sponsored video, and I will do a video on this particular one, this name brand, but this isn't it today. So, just a little background. When I was little, my parents had, when I lived with my parents, they had those. Do you remember those, like a sort of a canister ones that had this flexible hose and this hard nozzly thing, whatever that's called, handle that you would drag behind you, and they even sometimes had a foot, the on and off button that was big enough for your foot to tap onto and to turn on and turn off, and the cord would wind. You yank it, it would just recoil itself back into its housing. They had one of those, and they came after the ones that in the 60s and 50s, when they were made out of aluminum, heavier, sort of like a bullet shape, definitely Art Deco look, and but they had bags that you needed to buy and replace. All right. So when I moved out of my family home, I was still a teenager, in my later teens. I had to buy my own. So I bought one of the stand-up ones, not the ones that you drag behind you. The whole unit was one. The coil that you wrapped around the handle, whatever. That first one that I had also used the bag, and the bag had to be, once it was full, it had to be purchased. It wasn't a reusable bag, what I mean. And it was an extra thing you had to pay. Efficient and productive as I am, I didn't want to have to pay and pay, and they were designed so that you would pay and pay for the bags. And each vacuum cleaner had its own. You couldn't, if you had, let's say, like a Hoover or some other brand, they weren't interchangeable. So when that one broke down, I bought the next one, also a upright, single unit one. But this one had a canister that I could pull out, had a handle, and empty. And I wanted to do that after every use, because it was somehow, I thought the suction was better. The reason why I didn't, one of the reasons why I didn't like the bag ones is because I'm allergic to dust, and so it was such a frig to get the thing out, and there was inevitably some dust would poof up, and I would be sneezing for hours after that, and rash and everything. And not only that, if those bag ones, I mean, you didn't have to wait till they were completely full before changing them. Of course, the manufacturer would love it if you used it only halfway full bag before replacing it, because then they would make more money. But the thing is, I was so efficient that I didn't want to, in terms of efficient and in terms of zero waste, I didn't want to wait till, I didn't want to replace the bag when it was only half full, because I thought, it's a waste. But the thing is that once the fuller the bag got, I noticed towards the end that the less suction the vacuum had. And now go back 35 years ago, even at best, they didn't have much of a suction to begin with, so it's not like they were so good and they would lose half of its efficiency when it was mostly full, the bag. So after that, I bought my first what was called then a shop vac, and shop vac is an actual name brand, like say roller skate, but we call everyone, like if you blanket everything that had those little wheels on them, we call everything rollerblades, but there was just the one brand that was called that, just like Hoover. We call everything, most people in England particularly call them Hoover, whereas they're not all, that's just the brand of one vacuum. So I bought that one and it was okay. It worked most of the time. It was loud. It worked, but and it was cheaper because it was made for someone's, as they called it, shop or workshop, garage, whatever. When that one broke down, I bought the next one. It was called Job Made, I think that one, and it was also a cheaper version. You get a copycat of a shop vac, and that one wasn't good because the handles wouldn't stay together as well. Even though there's no notches or anything, it wouldn't hold on together. It would just keep falling apart as you're vacuuming, especially in a carpet where there was some kind of a give or resistance. After that, I bought another brand. I think it was a Mastercraft. There are about a handful or so of vacuum cleaners companies that make this type of vacuum cleaners. Let's call them shop vacs for the utility. I don't know, rugged, like rigid, Stanley, shop vac, Job Made. Mastercraft. This is Canadian Tires for those of you in Canada would know. And my last one before this, I think, was that. I can't remember. May have been that. And some of these you can buy with this plastic bucket. Instead of plastic, it would be like a chrome, I would say, not stainless steel. Good thing about that is that, well, it would last longer because it's tougher material. Bad thing about it is that if you actually also use your shop vac for sucking water off of the floor that it spills or whatever, well, it will rust eventually, whereas the plastic wouldn't. And it costs more, not twice as much, but maybe 50% more, but just still an extra cost. And for me, since it was just something that I didn't have the extra money to buy. Now, let's get down to how troubleshooting. When this is the most common one now, when you're vacuuming, and most of the time we're in a hurry, it's a chore, nobody likes doing it. I like the end result, but I don't know if I love vacuuming, but I do vacuum it. I don't make a fuss about it. So you're vacuuming and you quickly, and in our case, maybe if you're off the grid, maybe the sun isn't on shining the whole time, and you don't want to. They do use quite a bit of power, and inevitably you suck a stick maybe, or something like a stick like. And I just show you here's the poppy stem, but not this long. Maybe something like this long. Let me just show you if you can see this. Maybe 2 inches, and you suck it, and you figure, by the time you're going so fast, by the time you see, will that get sucked in? And it gets sucked in. And go, okay, never mind then, because when you look at the opening of this thing, I don't know if you can see. I'll bring it closer. The opening of this thing, this round part there, this thing, this way won't go in, but that way, it goes in no problem, right? So it got sucked in, and it weighs nothing. You figure, okay, that's good, never mind, keep vacuuming. Problem is that while this nothing light stick, maybe a pin or something, has no problem going through this stick, because this is smooth inside and out, right? Eventually, it will get to this bendy part. You hear it? Sort of an accordion kind of part. But so if it hits as it's going around one of these bends, it becomes lodged in there. And you might think, so what? This little puny little pin, how thick is that? What's the diameter of that? It's not going to make a difference. And you're right, it won't make that much of a difference. But as you keep vacuuming other things on their way, when they get to it, getting past it on either side of it, they might get caught on it. Little bits and pieces, little wrapping of something, a little whatever, any little thing. And then this obstruction becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, sort of like your arteries, and gets clogged up and clogged up and clogged up until if you have a good ear, and deaf as I am, I'm half deaf, and it's not even including the selective hearing, even I can tell a difference that the motor is laboring to and